Hi everyone, my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we're going to be doing a two-player playthrough of a game called Ice, 2nd edition.
Yes, this game is designed by Hugo Freyermuth as well as Samson, Perret, and published by This Way, who are helping sponsor this playthrough. And in this game, players are going to be taking on the roles of expedition leaders who are trying to explore the ice below so that we can collect artifacts and ultimately score the most renown.
Yes, this is a tile exploration game for 1 to 5 players that features a multi-layered board representing different layers of ice. And so this game was actually previously released in 2023, but now it is back again with a new 2nd edition. And so today we're going to be doing our playthrough on a nearly finished prototype version of the 2nd edition. And as per usual, we're going to start with a teach of the game, going over the new 2nd edition rules, and then we'll go straight into our 2-player playthrough. If you'd like to jump around, we'll include timestamps in the description below.
Now, this game is currently in its late pledge stage on GameFound for a couple of days, so if you are interested in the campaign, there's a link in the description. Lastly, if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing.
And with that, we are ready to begin. So if you please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all set up here for a 2-player game of Ice, 2nd edition. Welcome to the Valley of Ice.
Yes.
Now, like we're mentioning, in this game, players play as different expedition leaders who are trying to excavate various layers of ice. And so this board is actually comprised of 3 different layers of ice. We have 2 layers of artifacts and then a topmost layer of snow. And our board right now is actually in a mid-game state, just so that we can show you the different layers. So it's not actually set up to start a game. At the very start of the game, all of the layers will be completely covered in this topmost snow type. Now, over the course of the game, our goal is to try to excavate specifically these artifact tiles that can be found on the 2nd and 3rd layers in order to complete requests, which are going to score us a majority of our points throughout the game. In addition, at the end of the game, we'll also be scoring for the 3 different decree cards, which are considered to be public goals. And those are the main ways in which we'll be scoring points.
Now, if you're familiar with the first edition of the game, in this particular edition, there is 1 less layer of ice. Also, the game is played to a maximum of 4 days versus 7 in the original.
And those were the major changes that were made. There are a few gameplay changes as well that we'll probably discuss as we play the game, because we won't be able to go over every single new change here.
Right.
But a majority of these changes were made to both improve the experience and to shorten the gameplay.
And if you have the first edition, from what we understand, there is an upgrade pack which you can use to get your game to be like the 2nd edition.
Now, if you're new to Ice, the way that the game works is the game is played over the course of 4 days. And like I was mentioning, this is a mid-game setup. That's why we're on day 3 here. And each day is split up into 3 phases, starting with the preparation phase. Now, this is an action point allowance game, which means each player is going to have a certain number of action points to spend on their turn. And in this game, they're called exploration points. And so during the preparation phase, one of the first things that we're going to be doing is resetting our exploration points depending on the player count. Because we're playing a 2-player game, we are always going to start a day with 6 exploration points. There are a few other steps that we'll be resolving during the preparation phase, but for the first day, that is the only thing we'll do. Then we move into the exploration phase, which is where we're going to be spending a majority of the game. This is where we're going to be taking turns taking actions, starting with the first player. In this game, there are 8 different types of actions, and we have a little handy cheat sheet here that details all of the different types of actions, including how many EP you have to spend depending on the action. Now, on your turn, you can only spend up to 2 EP max. And after you're finished spending your EP, then it goes to the next player. And so this way, we'll be taking turns taking actions rather than you taking all of your actions at once.
Right.
Now, like we were mentioning, your goal in this game is to excavate these various tiles. And in order to do that, you'll need to move your expedition leader in place, as well as ideally a few of these archaeologists who will make excavating cheaper. And so the first type of action that you can take is building a camp. And when you build a camp, you can either build your own, and all of these pieces start off of the board except for a few archaeologists. Or you can build a neutral camp that is in the reserve. Now, I do need to mention that this is going to be dependent on player count. In 3 players or less, then you will have an extra camp to build, but in 4 players or higher, you won't. Now, in order to build a camp, you must spend 1 EP, and you'll be tracking that on your player board. And this allows you to place a camp on any space that is fully uncovered, which means I can place my camp literally on any of these snow spaces, but I couldn't place it on this tile as an example.
Sure. And that's because this layer is covered by this tile plus these.
Yes, in the future, you will be able to build your camps on other layers. So like if this tile here were completely uncovered, I could build my camp there. But because none of those tiles are completely uncovered, you can't. But keep in mind that you can build your camp on a space that contains archaeologists, and that's going to be very strategic, as you'll see. Now, in building your camp, you actually place your expedition leader in that same space, no matter where they are on the board. So that is a nice way for you to teleport to a space that you want to go to, as an example. But now that your camp is on the board, you won't be able to relocate it. There might be some instances where your camp gets removed from the board, maybe because of tiles falling, or maybe your camp falling to the bottommost layer of the board, which is not habitable for camps.
Right.
Then in those situations, your camp goes back to your reserve and you might be able to build it again. But other than that, you can never relocate them. And the last thing about camps is even though they belong to you, other players can use them. And so as an example, the next type of action is called call. And this allows you to move your expedition leader to any camp. So regardless of who it belongs to, or maybe even the neutral camp that'll start in the middle of the board. So this way you can sort of maneuver around the board easily, and this call action also costs 1 EP. Alternatively, when taking a call action, instead of placing your expedition leader at a camp, you can place an archaeologist, which are these white meeples, from the reserve onto any camp. So if I would like to take more archaeologists with me, I could add one from the reserve to my camp.
And that is or, not and. So you can only place either your expedition leader or an archaeologist.
And again, that is the call action. The next type of action is the move action, and this allows you to move around the board. Now, when moving, you can take up to 3 archaeologists with you. There will be exceptions to that during our gameplay, which we'll talk about right before we start the game. But that is the general rule. And when moving, you have to spend 1 EP per tile that you move to. And you can only move to adjacent tiles. So as an example, if I wanted to move myself as well as all 3 of these archaeologists to this tile, that would cost me 1 EP. And if I wanted to move another tile, I would spend an extra EP and then my turn would be done, unless there are other actions that I could take for free. Because again, you can only spend up to 2 EP on your turn. Now, if, for example, I was here with only 1 archaeologist and I wanted to move 2 tiles over, I could pick up these archaeologists along the way. So as long as I pass through those tiles, I can take those archaeologists with me. Now, you may notice that these snow tiles have different features on them. And one of these features are these rift tiles. And so these are the only main restriction when moving. You basically can't pass through any of the 2 sides that showcase that rift.
So that basically acts as a barrier. Now, keep in mind, when you move, you can also move to different layers that are adjacent. So if Monique wanted to move her expedition leader along with these archaeologists, not only can she move along these snow tiles, but she can actually move down this layer right over here, and then eventually down to this layer.
Right, as long as they share a space. So I couldn't move from here to here.
Correct.
Because corner only does not count. All right, moving on to the next action, we have probably the most important action in the game, which is excavating. On your turn, you can excavate a tile that your expedition leader is on, as long as it is either completely clear of any other tiles or there is only exactly 1 tile overlapping it. So in this example, I could excavate this snow tile, or if I was, say, for example, on this tile, I could excavate this one because it is being covered by exactly 1 other tile. This tile, on the other hand, is covered by several tiles, 2 different layers of tiles, so you would not be allowed to excavate that at all. Now, when excavating, the amount of EP you have to spend depends on a few factors. First of all, the layer of tiles is going to be a certain amount. So snow tiles are 2 EP, the second layer is 3, and the third layer is 4 EP base. In addition, some situations make tiles more difficult to excavate. And there are actually 3 different conditions. First being if a camp is on that tile, or if the tile is a Nunatak tile, which are these tiles that have these sort of mountainous features on them.
Yep.
Or just like in my previous example, if there is a tile that is overlapping it. These are all considered to be harder tiles, and in these cases, you would have to add an additional EP.
And it would not be cumulative, so if Monique had her camp plus something overhanging, it would still only be 1 extra EP.
Right. Then, once you've calculated the total, you then subtract 1 EP for each explorer that is on that tile. And in this game, explorers are architects, which is why you want to bring them with you, as well as all expedition leaders. So yourself and your opponent's expedition leaders, they'll all be minus 1 EP to that total. Which means in our previous example, if I wanted to excavate this snow tile, it does not have any, or even if I were to have my camp on here, then this would be 2 EP for the snow tile plus 1 for the camp because it is harder, which is a total of 3 minus 4. So you can never go into the negatives. It just makes excavating this tile free, which means it does not count towards my 2 EP max on my turn. And when excavating, snow tiles all have a special ability. So these snow tiles you actually place secretly into your hand so that nobody sees what they are. But just as an example, in the future, I could play this tile from my hand for free to move up to 2 archaeologists from a tile to a tile with a camp.
Nice.
So they all do something different, and we'll go over them as we play the game. As for the explorers that were on the tile, I now must divvy them amongst the 3 tiles that are now revealed. And that includes my expedition leader. So you have to divvy them as evenly as possible, but you also have to take into consideration archaeologists that are already on those tiles. So in this example, I would probably do something, and then I can decide which 2 to place the other 2 on.
Yeah, and that's kind of important because your explorer is the one, your expedition leader is the one that is going to actually excavate. So maybe you want to position them in a way where then you can excavate sooner.
And finally, you get to decide which tile the camp lands on. The one exception is if your camp were to ever fall onto the bottommost layer here, which is considered to be the city of Azulia, camps cannot be placed on this layer, so they would just go back into your reserve. And by the way, for anybody who has played the first edition, this new layer at the bottom is new to the game. As we uncover more and more tiles, we're going to be revealing more and more areas of Azulia, hopefully. And these areas are actually larger segments that you can actually travel faster across. And any player who is able to completely reveal an entire section scores a renown. And of course, renown are the points in the game that we'll be acquiring throughout the game as well as at the end. Now, like we were mentioning, the main ways in which we'll be scoring points is by excavating specifically artifact tiles so that we can fulfill our requests using them. And so anytime you excavate specifically an artifact tile from the board, I just took a tile from off screen as an example, these are going to get placed on your guild board. And as you'll see, at the end of the day, we'll be able to move a certain amount of them into our ship's hold area to be eligible for scoring. Otherwise, any of these tiles left on your board at the end of the game won't score anything. In addition, there are 5 main types of artifacts in the game, and they each allow you to do a different type of action if you are able to perform them. And the way that that rule works is each artifact tile either has 1 or 2 anima on them, depending on which layer you retrieve the artifact from.
Anima is those dots that you see there?
Yeah, they're really, really tiny dots on the tile. Basically, the second layer of artifacts has 1 anima, and the third layer of tiles has 2 anima each. And so if you have at least 2 anima worth of that specific tile, then on your turn, as an action, typically without spending EP, you can flip over one of your tiles in order to take its action. But each different artifact action can only be taken once per day.
Yeah, and they all behave in a different way as well.
And we're not going to go over every single one. Just so you know, the achievement artifacts, which are the blue ones, allow you to add 1 EP to your reserve. The yellow one, which is one that I have here, after excavating and allocating the archaeologists, you can take an additional archaeologist from the reserve and place it on your expedition leader's tile.
Very good.
So there are 5 different ones to choose from. And there's actually a 6th type of artifact that we'll be able to find, and these are these ones. These are prismatic artifacts that basically count as a wild for scoring our request cards. Whenever you excavate these, you have to choose which of the 5 to assign it to, and it'll basically act like that artifact for the purposes of using its effect.
Yeah, it's essentially a wild when you assign it.
And that's essentially it. Those are the main things that we'll be doing throughout the game. There are a few other minor rules, including any time a tile is connected by only one side, exactly one side, then it actually collapses and it just gets removed from the board entirely. So that's another way in which we'll be uncovering these tiles besides excavating.
Yeah, and so that's another way that your camp can get removed from the board so you can redeploy it during a build a camp action. So if this collapsed with this, This would go into my reserve, so in the future, I can build a camp and then put this up on the board.
In addition, as an action, you can also study for 1 EP, and that is a new type of action in this edition of the game. And this basically allows you to take a study token corresponding to the artifact tile that your expedition leader is on when you take this action. And each player can only have 1 type of study token per artifact. And basically, they count as 1 anima for being able to take those actions. You can also use them at the end of the game to fulfill certain requests. And finally, there are 2 other types of actions that we can take. One is the overwork action, which actually requires us to spend a renown instead of EP.
So that's one of your points.
So it's one of your points that you have to spend. And this basically allows you to spend 3 EP in a turn instead of just 2.
And you have to have the 3 EP, so you
Right.
can't be down to 2 or 1 and take this action.
And other than that, the last type of action is called the plan action, which allows you to take a planning token. This action is not available in a 2-player game, but just so you know, in higher player counts, this basically allows you to gain an additional EP during the next day.
Yeah, you're essentially banking one of your EP from this day to use in the next day.
Right. And that's essentially it. Anything else we missed, we'll discuss as we play the game. Now, as soon as you end your turn with 0 EP, then you begin your end of day phase, which is also new to this edition of the game. The first player to start their end of day phase is going to lay out additional request cards into the river. And each player, basically in their end of day phase, will have the option of adding a new one to their hand. Each player starts the game with 3 of them in our hand.
Yep.
And at the end of each day, if you have more than 4 cards in your hand, you have to discard them. And anytime you discard request cards, you actually lose a renown point.
Yeah.
So these are things to keep in mind. In addition, each request card that you are unable to fulfill at the end of the game is also -1 renown point. So you want to make sure that you're fulfilling these.
Yeah, so everything that you just learned about how to take actions and why you're taking actions is so that you can focus on getting these scored.
Yes.
And then also the decree cards, which we'll talk about.
Right. And these are going to be things like having 3 anima of that specific artifact type, or having 2 different artifacts of any of these 3. In addition, artifacts come in 3 different shapes, and they're really tiny. We'll just discuss what the shapes are. They're at the very bottom of each tile.
Like the vertical stick on that one.
Yes, and some requests will require you to collect different shapes of artifact tiles. So in this example, if I have just 1, it's 1 point. If I have 2 different shapes, it's 4 points, or all 3 different shapes of that specific artifact type, the yellow one, then it's 8 points.
Very much.
So these are just a few examples of request cards. After choosing whether or not to take a request card, then you may load a certain number of your artifact tokens into your ship. And the number that you can load depends on the day that we're in. After the first day, it's 2. The second and third day, it's 3 each. And on the last day, it's 4 tiles.
Yeah, so you have to really kind of make a decision. Do you want to try to load them early on, but then you won't have them so that you can use their special abilities?
Right.
But you can kind of guarantee that you're going to try to score some of these cards.
Yes, because at the very end of the game, any artifact tiles that are left on your guild board will not be able to score you anything. You're basically going to discard them as if they don't exist. And finally, the last step of the end of day phase is you can optionally choose to validate 1 or more requests from your hand using tiles that are in your ship's hold area. Now, the reason why you may want to do that is maybe to clear your hand of cards. And each card validated this way scores you 1 additional renown point as a bonus. But those tiles are now completely allocated to that card. So as opposed to waiting until the very end of the game and then seeing what cards you have and what combinations of them that you'll be able to fulfill, you've now allocated them to that card. And that's essentially it. As soon as all players have completed their end of day phase, then we move into a new day. The first player marker gets passed on to the next player. And starting with the second day onwards, we are going to flip over a card in the logbook, which is basically going to be an event that affects everyone. And we'll go over these as we play the game as well.
And of course, you also refresh any used artifact tiles.
Right. At the end of the 4th day, the game ends and we go into endgame scoring, which is just going to be validating the rest of your requests. And any requests that were validated in-game, you actually only get the points for them at the end of the game, which is important to keep in mind because certain things might require you to spend points and you won't have them during the game to do so.
Sure.
And then we'll score the decree cards. And these are actually multipliers. So as an example, this looks like for each anima
Of the blue type,
blue type, you score 1 point. Then you add up all of your renown points from all of the sources and all of the points that you've collected throughout the game, and whoever has the most points wins. So that is essentially how you play the second edition of Ice. We're just gonna go ahead and get cleaned up, and we'll get started with our playthrough.
Okay, we are all set up. Everything is ready to go. We have shuffled all the tiles to make that ice lattice board. We also were given 5 request cards and kept 3 of those, discarding 2. And the rule book says the player who last touched ice goes first. So we do know who that was.
Me.
Monique grabbed some ice cubes from the freezer earlier today.
Yes, so no Rochambeau today.
No Rochambeau.
I'm gonna be going first. Now there are a few things to discuss before we start our playthrough. First of all, each player has a special power.
Yes.
And so today, I'm going to be playing as Jif, the Ice Walker. Now, if you're familiar with the first edition of the game, some of the abilities of the various expedition leaders have changed. For me, as Jif, I can use a grappling token. So I have 2 of these grappling tokens, and I can use them when excavating to ignore the placement rule of my expedition leader.
Very good.
So if I wanted to place them with an archaeologist breaking the rule, I can do so. But at the start of day phase, I can only reactivate 1 of them.
Okay, very good.
And that's essentially it for me.
Okay, well, I'm going to be playing as the red player. I am the Cryo Architect, Aiden, the Cryo Architect. My special ability says once per turn, I may excavate an artifact tile. So specifically an artifact tile, not one of the snow cap tiles. And if my camp is there, I pay 1 less overall EP when taking that excavate action. So that is really, really nice because normally camps would be a harder tile.
Yes.
So it would cost you 1 extra. And in addition to that, once per day, so basically 4 times throughout the game, I can move my camp on a fully revealed tile. So if I don't like where my camp is here, normally you would have to wait until this kind of collapsed or something else happened to it. For me in particular, I can break that rule, and once per day, I can build a camp and move it somewhere completely uncovered.
Yes, so that is the only way that that rule is broken.
Yep.
Now, for those familiar with the first edition of the game, the power of this expedition leader was made stronger.
Yes.
While Jif was made a little bit more subtle or weaker, I guess, because the original game, I think it was a little bit more overpowered. As for our 3 decree cards, we have this card here that's going to score us 1 renown point for each anima on specifically that type of artifact, which is the achievement artifact.
Yep.
The next one is going to be for sets of shapes on the same colored artifact. So if you have 2 different types of shapes on the same type of artifact, it's 2 points. And if you have all 3 types of shapes, because there are only 3 types, then it's 4 points.
Yep.
And you can only score those points once per artifact type. And our last decree here is going to be for sets of artifacts. So if you have 4 different types of artifacts, then it's 3 points. If you have all 5 different, then it's 5 points. And each artifact tile can only be used towards 1 set because you can score these cards multiple times. Now we are also playing with one of the expansions, which is specifically the Guild Favor board, as well as a couple of variants. And so some aspects of the game, such as the edifices, which we are not featuring today, as well as the Guild Favors, were actually a part of the base game, but are now a part of an expansion instead. And so the way that this Guild Favor board works is once per turn, we can pay 1 renown point, so you're spending a point,
Victory point,
in order to use one of the favors. And it doesn't matter which guilds are actually in play. All of those favors are available.
And really quick, they are something like move to any hex without explorers on it. This one, you can pay 2 anima of 1 type and then randomly take 2 tiles and discard 1. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
This one over here, this allows you to place out this animal onto a Smilodon, onto a hex.
Yes.
And then basically that is an inaccessible hex for the rest of that turn so that you can kind of affect other people.
And that ability used to be on some of the snow tiles. Now they're no longer on the snow tiles. They've sort of retooled the way that those abilities work, and it's now just on that board.
Yeah, this one over here allows you to look at the next 5 request cards and take one of them, so you can kind of get the early jump on it. This one over here, you can remove any camp. This turn, if you build a camp, you can place it on any hex. This one over here allows you to move 1 archaeologist to an adjacent hex without explorers, so that could be helpful if you need to attract them towards your leader. And then this one over here, this allows you to trigger the artifact of the artifact card that's next to it, so it's technically here.
Yes.
And you then reveal the next card after that. So basically, you get to take the action as if you had the anima that was associated with it.
Yeah, and the tiles on your guild board, exactly. In addition, when playing with that expansion, we also start the game with 2 extra renown. That's in addition to the amount that you start for your expedition leader, which is why I start with 4 because Jeff starts with 2.
Yeah, I started with 1 plus 2 because we're playing with this board.
And finally, because we are playing a 2-player game, we have to play with the fluent move variant. And we've chosen to play with the expert variant. And so the way that the fluid move variant works, you can also choose to use one of these in a 3-player game. But basically for us, twice per day, when taking a move action, we can spend 1 EP to move 2 spaces. And so we can do that twice per day. These refresh at the start of the next day.
It helps you just kind of get around the board a little bit faster.
Right. As for the expert variant, we are playing with the curse board. And so the way that this works is it sort of changes some of the basic rules of the game. Now, at the start of the game, instead of requiring you to have a minimum of 2 anima, which are those dots on the artifact tiles, in order to activate a tile, we only need 1, which means as soon as we excavate an artifact tile, we can basically immediately use its ability.
Which is great early on in the game.
Yes, but every time we excavate an artifact tile, we are going to go up this track a number of spaces equal to the number of anima that are on those tiles. And as soon as we reach either the 3rd space if you're the first one to get there, or the 4th space if you're the next person, you become cursed. So there's a light curse and a dark curse. The light curse, as soon as you take this token, now requires you to have 2 minimum anima.
Which is like the base rule.
The base game rule.
Yep.
But as soon as we get to space 7, then this flips over. And now we can only move up to 2 archaeologists maximum with us.
Yeah, because normally you can always gather 3 archaeologists and move around with your explorer, but now only 2 if
Only
you have
2.
that flipped.
So this curse track is going to restrict us further and further as we progress up it. As soon as we reach the space that gives us a dark curse, then now we need 3 anima, so it makes it more difficult than the base game.
Yes.
And if anybody reaches the 14 space, then it flips over, and now you can only take maximum 1 archaeologist with you.
Yeah.
Which is tough. That then you have to be really creative about where you place things and where you place yourself in order to excavate.
Yep.
But that is essentially it. Otherwise, we are ready to begin the game. Anything that we didn't mention, we'll just discuss as we play. And again, it is a total of 4 days. That is the only end game trigger in this version. And I'll be going first. Are you ready?
You touched ice. You go first.
I did touch ice. All right. So we are in day 1. Let's start in the preparation phase. And for the first day, the only step we're resolving is gaining our EP. So because it's a 2-player game, we are always going to start with 6. So now we are in the exploration phase, starting with me. I'm going to go ahead and start taking some actions. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a call action, which costs me 1 EP.
Okay.
And again, this allows you to either send your expedition leader to an existing camp, and right now we have 1 camp that is at the campsite here, or I can add an archaeologist to a camp, but I'm just going to send myself there instead of building my own camp right now.
So remember, on your turn, on your total turn, you can spend 1 or 2, so you can still go.
So I can continue taking an actions, and I think I'm going to move.
Okay.
So moving is 1 EP per tile. I'm going to spend one of my fluent move tokens, though, so that I only have to spend 1 EP to move 2 spaces. And again, when moving, you can take archaeologists with you. So I'm just going to swoop this person, and I'm going to move this way, I think.
Hoard them, huh?
Yeah. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go this way instead.
Well, you're moving towards a couple more archaeologists versus here.
Yeah, that's why I figured maybe going this way.
Yep.
So technically, I've spent all of my EP. However, I think I can excavate this tile for free.
Yeah.
Which means I can continue taking actions as long as they are free. So the reason why is because this is a snow tile, which is a base of 2 EP, and it is not a difficult excavation.
It's not harder. Yeah. There's no camp on it.
Yeah.
It's not a Nunatak mountain range on it. And also, it's not covered by another tile.
Right. So it's going to be 2 EP total, and now I have 4 explorers on there.
So you're good.
It's a total of 0.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Now, it is not an artifact tile. It's a snow tile, so I don't move up on the curse track. But this is going to be something secret that I keep in my hand, and you can only hold at most 3 of these.
Yep.
So the rest of these explorers, which I have a total of 4,
They have to get divvied out.
I have to divvy out. So I might as well not use my grappling hook because it's going to be the same math.
Situation, yeah.
Right? Because I have to put 1 on each tile, and then myself, where do I go? I'll go here.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I have to, you can see the artifact colors underneath.
You can.
This is yellow, green,
yellow,
and that's
green,
the lighter
that
blue.
lighter blue, yeah.
Hold on, let me look at my requests. I'm going to go here.
Light blue.
just like that.
Okay.
Now, that is going to be the end of my turn. I could not continue to excavate these because they are covered by more than one tile each.
Yeah, even if they weren't, the math doesn't work out for you
Right.
anymore, right? Because you would only get a -2 to everything, and this layer itself is 3.
Is 3.
Yeah.
And that's me. So now it is to you.
Okay, I will also call.
Okay.
And I'm going to send myself here to the base camp. So that's going to cost me 1. And then I am going to do something very similar. I'm going to move by spending one of these to move 2. So I'm going to pick this one up, pick that one up, and we're going to hang out here. So that was 2 EP. I use one of these tokens to
fluent move.
Fluent move. That's what it is. Yeah. So I have one more left for this day.
Yeah.
And then now the math does work out for me. I am here. So it's the same kind of thing that you had. It's a snow tile, nothing covering it. It's not a mountain range. So it's going to be 2 minus 3. So we are perfectly good here. I'll go ahead and pick these one up.
And these are tunnel tiles, by the
tiles,
way. The only significance is in the base version of the rules. This is where all of the archaeologists start the game.
Yep.
There is a variant that you can use where you actually use a logbooks to determine where to put the archaeologists. Just go through
So
that.
I'll take that. Okay, very good. So I'll just kind of keep this here. And so now I have these, I have these 3 pieces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, just like that.
Very good.
And that'll end it for me.
All right. So now it is back to me. Let me just take a look. Interesting. Okay. I am going to move and I'm going to spend my other one.
Okay.
So this is the other one for
Picking
the
them
first
up.
day. Yeah. So I'm spending 1 EP to move twice. So I'm bringing this archaeologist with me
1.
and I'm picking up this archaeologist next to me and we're moving onto the tunnel tile because these tiles are all adjacent, even though this is a different layer. Now I'm going to excavate that tile. And it's free, same math, 2 minus 3. So let me go ahead and take this. I like the tunnel tiles because of the abilities. Each type of snow tile has basically 3 different abilities that they could possibly be. So, all right, that's nice. So now I have to divvy these. I have 3 of them.
That's a prism one. You can see it.
That is a prism one. But alas, I will go here, here, and I will place my expedition leader on that yellow tile.
Okay.
Because, so I've only spent 1 EP so far. I'm going to play one of the snow tiles from my hand. So this is a Harmony Talisman. This says I can excavate a yellow Harmony artifact tile for free if my expedition leader is on it. And of course, it still has to be legal. So now that I've cleared off that tile here, it makes excavating this tile legal because it's only covered by exactly 1 tile.
Right.
So this is going to go into the discard bag that we have off screen.
Okay.
Because now it's out of play.
Yep. So you're excavating this one. So that means this gets removed.
Yes. So
There
this
you go.
also goes into the bag. I don't get to keep it.
Nope.
And I now gain my first artifact, which I probably should have thought about whether or not I wanted it because it is the one anima. Oh, and speaking of anima, it has 1 anima. All of the layer 2 tiles only have 1 anima dot on them. So I move up 1 space. I'm that much closer to becoming cursed.
Yes.
So this is going to go on my guild board. And I can use this ability, which basically says after excavating and allocating the archaeologists, take 1 archaeologist from the reserve and place it on your expedition leader's tile. Well, I am going to place my expedition leader here.
Okay.
And I do have 1 more action. I will move. So I'm spending 1 EP and I can only move 1 space this time. So I will hang out there.
Okay.
All right, now it goes to you.
All right. So I think I'm gonna pick up all these people, the ones I deposited earlier. So I'm gonna spend an action to move, and I'm gonna do a 2 move with that fluid motion. So we're gonna go 1, 2,
Okay,
just like that.
very good.
Then I'm gonna bring the whole crew with another move. We're gonna move here. Boom, just like that. So we're gonna be there.
You're going to excavate?
And then I'm gonna excavate. The math again, it's the exact
Yes.
same way. So we already know it's gonna be okay.
So that goes.
I
It's
take
going to
this.
be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
And then you can decide how to divvy those.
Okay, perfect. So I know what that does now. And so I'm gonna divvy this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, just like this.
Nice.
There we go. That's gonna end it.
All right, it is back to me. I'm going to spend 1 EP to move again. So I'm moving me and my archaeologist friend over here because this is all we need to excavate that tile.
Sure.
Because it's a snow tile, 2 EP, and there's 2 explorers. So let me just take a look at this before I divvy that. Okay, I am going to use my grappling token to ignore the placement rule of my expedition leader. So I'm using one of these, which basically allows me to decide where the archaeologists go. In this case, I'm going to place the archaeologist here.
Okay.
And then instead of having to place my expedition leader elsewhere to equally divvy them, I can place it on the same tile as that archaeologist. In addition, I'm going to utilize the ability of my artifact, which again says, after excavating and allocating the archaeologists, take one archaeologist from the reserve and place it on your expedition leader's tile. So now we have that. And then I'm going to play another one of my snow tiles. This is going to help you a little bit, Naveen.
Oh, good.
So this is an ice sailboat,
Okay.
which says I can place an archaeologist on the tile of my expedition leader and on the tile of another expedition leader. So in higher player counts, you can choose the player to benefit, but this is going to be for you.
I like it.
There you go. So this is going to go out into the discard bag. I do have one EP to spend, but I guess I will take that prism tile, right?
Yeah.
So excavating this tile, it is now only covered by one tile exactly. It's a layer 2, so this is
Three base. Yep.
base plus 1, because it's a harder tile
makes
to
it 4.
excavate, which is 4.
is gonna
I have
put you
4
out.
explorers, so it is free.
Yeah, that's good.
This is going to go out. And then I take a prism tile. And this is going to have 1 anima on it as well.
Yep.
So
Uh-oh.
I'm going to move to 2. I'm going to place this. So you have to decide which artifact to assign it to. And I think I'm going to place it on the achievement artifact.
Yeah, it's good.
Because I can spend it. I'm not cursed yet. I could spend it to utilize the ability of the achievement artifact, which
Gets you
adds
another EP.
Another EP
Yep.
to my reserve. So now I have to divvy these. So it's definitely going to be 1 archaeologist on each. I just have to figure out where I want to put myself. I'll just put myself here. Like, oops, like this.
There you go.
All right. And I can technically spend another EP, but I think I'm going to just save it for my last turn. So now it goes to you.
Okay, well, that's good that that's there. So if I want to get to this tile, which is accessible technically because there's only 1 overhang on it, I'm going to want to move. So I don't have the fluid motion anymore. So we're going to go
move.
fluid move. Yeah, so we're going to go 1. So that's going to be one of those.
Okay.
And then we're going to bring them all over here too. So that's another one of these. Because the math works out here, it's going to be 3 plus 1, 4, and I have exactly 4 here.
Yes.
I don't have to spend any EP, so I can get rid of this.
So you're excavating
rid of
this,
that, yeah.
this tile here.
Exactly. So then I'm going to take this into my possession, which is good.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have to divvy these. So this is one of those blue ones. That's going to be very good for me there.
So you go up 1
I do go up 1.
on the cursed track.
And then let's take a look. I have to divvy them out here. So no matter what, it's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then basically,
Where
where
do you
do I
wanna
want to
go?
be? Yeah. And I'll place myself over here.
Very good.
Okay. So while I have advantage of this, I'm going to go ahead and spend this. This is the exact same thing that Monique had.
Okay.
I'm going to flip that over and then give myself back 1.
Very good.
Let me read these tiles, see if I can do anything with them.
Yeah, the snow tiles are very useful. I like the tunnel tiles in particular because one of the 3 types that shows up is the ability to excavate
yeah.
a specific tile for free. So those are nice. The Nunatak tiles also have really powerful ones because it's so hard to excavate them. They're a little bit more expensive.
Yep.
So those might be worth the extra trouble.
All right. Okay, that's going to be it. I'll figure out what I'm going to do on my next turn.
Okay, so now it is back to me. I have 2 last EP to spend. So then, I don't know if this is a silly move,
Okay.
but I think I'm going to build my camp.
Okay.
So I'm building my camp out here. A little bit of fluff.
Very good.
And I have to move my expedition leader there.
Okay.
Although, gosh, I feel like there's so many.
There they go.
I wouldn't be able to excavate any of these
No,
tiles.
they're
though.
all-
That's the thing, because they're all covered by multiple layers.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's fine. I'm just gonna do it this way, and I won't regret. So
No regrets.
for my last EP, I'm gonna move. So I'm taking this archaeologist with me, and I'm gonna move this way.
Okay.
So now I can excavate that tile for free because it is a base of 2.
Yep.
There's 3 explorers. So I'm going to take this into my hand. Please be good. Let me just look at it real quick. Yeah, I'm going to use another one of my snow tiles. So this is abseiling rope. This says when excavating, ignore the placement rule for your expedition leader and 1 archaeologist.
Oh, okay.
So I assume what that means is I can place this one here, and then instead of having to place an archaeologist elsewhere, I can place it with this one,
Okay.
and then I can place myself with him. Right? Yeah, so basically when resolving this tile, if, for example, I had 3 archaeologists with me instead, I would have to allocate 2 of the archaeologists, and then my expedition leader and 1 archaeologist I can place on any one of the 3 tiles. But because I only had 2, I was able to place them all on the same tile, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So that's abseiling rope. I'm going to go ahead and place this in the discard. I think I can technically excavate this.
Yeah, it's a 3.
It's fully uncovered, and it's just 3 EP worth, right? Because it's the second layer.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this.
So that's blue. So
it's
that's
blue.
going to have to go face down because you've already activated the blue.
Did I spend all my EP?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I spent them all, and I spent one of these. Sorry, I just
Knocked
crashed
everything
everything. Okay. So yes, because I've already utilized the ability of this artifact, you can only do them once per turn. So I have to flip this over.
Okay.
But I do have to go up on the curse track, and now I'm officially cursed.
Now you have to spend 2 every time.
You have more time.
A little bit more time, yeah.
You have a little bit more time before becoming cursed. So I've been cursed, and now I have to divvy these, and they all have to go to different places. I'm just going to go 1. Oh, I'm sharing a space with that archaeologist. Oh, I have to keep that in mind.
To keep that in mind. So this guy is on this.
Yeah. So I think it's the same difference.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
And then now you can put
And then now I can place my expedition leader anywhere. So I'm going to go there. All right. That is it. I'm all out of actions. And I'm done for the day. That's it. So I'm ending my turn with 0 EP, which means I'm going to start my end of day phase. So first things first, I'm going to form a river with 2 request cards plus the number of players. So it's going to be 4 total.
2, 3, and 4. There you go.
So do you want to lay them out there?
Sure. Why not? See if
Okay.
I can do this with one hand. All right. There we go.
Skills.
Yeah.
So now I can choose. I have the option of taking one of these into
don't
my
have to
hand.
take
I don't
one, yeah.
have to, but
I mean, you do have
pretty early.
1 blue for sure.
I do.
That's going to have a symbol on it.
Yeah, but I might
Need it for something else?
need it for something else. What is the... Okay, it does have 1 shape.
Yeah, they're all going to have a shape. So
Yeah.
and if you only have 1, you're definitely going to gain.
I'll just take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
right.
take that.
There you go. So
Thank
these
you.
will stay out here for me when I go into my end of day.
Yes, and now I can, because we're in the first day, I can load up to 2 of my artifact tiles in my ship's hold area. So I'm going to load the yellow and the blue, because the prism artifact at the start of the day, you can actually relocate it to a different artifact location.
Okay.
So we're just gonna keep our hold over here because it might be a little bit off screen here.
Okay.
And then I can optionally choose to validate requests, but seeing as I was only able to load 2, I'm not ready. So
Yep.
I'm not gonna validate any requests.
That's
I am
A-okay.
done for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So it's on to you.
Me. Okay, well, I only have 1 EP here, so I think I'm going to build a camp. And I'm
Okay.
going to build a camp here on this spot. And then so
Nice.
when I do that, that allows me to come over here. And then in addition to that, I'm going to spend 1 of these tiles. So this one says, move up to 2 archaeologists from a tile to a tile with a camp. So I'm going to move this archaeologist that's hanging out with you
Whoa.
here.
That was so, wow. Look at how many archaeologists there are on the board.
I know.
That was so mean.
Well, you're going to walk around with that one, so
Wow.
I had to take that away from you.
Brutal. I was so
You're doing-
nice.
You're doing
I
great.
added an
You're doing great.
archaeologist to your tile.
You're doing great. There you go. Off that goes.
Horrible.
So that was my build. So I had to spend this, and then now the math here is 2 plus 1 because I make it harder with my camp.
Yes.
So that's why I needed this here. So then I'm gonna excavate
Like
this
you
one.
needed my archaeologist
Your
friend.
archaeologist friend, yeah.
Okay.
So this will drop down, but let me go ahead and divvy these out. So I'm gonna divvy this out. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and then my camp drops down, and I will just place my camp here. There we go.
Nice. So
Very
that is
good.
going to be very useful for you.
That is useful
tomorrow.
for me because yes, I will be able to. I will basically be able to get -1
Yeah.
on the artifact layers. Okay, and then that is going to be it. I am out of EP, so that is
Okay.
going to be my end of day.
Okay. So then you can go ahead and choose a request of
Yeah.
those available.
These are scary. scary.
They are a little scary because you have to commit. You know,
do have to commit
If you
to them.
don't fulfill them, it's minus.
I'm not gonna grab one. I think I'm not gonna
It's so
grab one.
early.
It is early, and I don't like what I see here. Look, there's a lot of green, and I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing this one little green over here, but that's a challenge.
Oh, you're freaking me out.
I'm
I
a little
took one.
scared. There'll be more opportunities later. I'm not gonna commit to these. I'll say
Okay.
nay to that.
All right. Well, would you like to load your artifact.
I will load this artifact. Well, it gives me an EP.
Yeah, but you only have so many opportunities to load artifacts.
So 1, 2, and then this is 3, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Kind of like the EP.
It's up to you.
I'm not gonna load it. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not gonna load
Remember this moment.
Remember my first move, second move, third move, fourth move. I feel like I'm behind, but
Okay.
so I will not be loading it, unfortunately.
All right, well, I'm assuming you're not going to be validating any requests.
You would have to have the tiles.
Well,
to do
that
it,
is
so
the end
I do get to flip this over
of
though.
day one,
I
huh?
do. Oh no,
No,
that's in the
the
next phase.
preparation
Yes,
phase.
that's right.
All right, that is the end of day one.
Yeah.
I am still shook from what you just did to me.
I had
You
to take
set
that
the
one.
tone.
I had
the
to.
first day. You set the tone. Okay. So now we're going to move into day 2.
Okay.
And we're going into the preparation phase. Again, the first thing that happens is we gain our EP.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
we go
right.
back
You go
up to 6.
6. Yep.
We are also going to refresh some things. So I get to refresh one of my grappling tokens
And then all of our tiles, our artifact tiles.
and our artifact tiles, yes. And we also get to refresh
Yeah.
our fluent move
Yeah,
tokens.
it's nice having those.
Because I have a prism artifact, I can relocate it if I so choose, which I will do. So
Nice.
I'm going to move it to the green, the philosophical artifact.
What does that do again?
It lets you collect the tile at the moment it is being discarded
there
from
you
the
go.
board.
Nice.
Then we are going to have a new first player, which is going to be you,
Oh,
Naveen.
great. Yeah.
And for the first time in the game, we are going to flip over a logbook card. Now, again, these are events that just affect everyone. So this is Cataclysm.
Okay.
Each player, starting with the first,
Me.
discards, if possible, a fully revealed tile that has no expedition leader on it from the board.
Oh, very nice. So you can set yourself up.
That's nicer
Very
than it
useful,
sounds. Cataclysm.
All right. I'm going to get rid of this tile.
Okay.
Off it goes. There we go.
Well, interesting. I will do something similar. I'll get rid of this one.
Yeah. Just open up space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening up some possibilities.
Yeah, because now this is accessible, this is accessible.
Right.
Before they weren't because of that one crucial tile.
Right. And we also have to keep in mind that if either of us excavates either of these tiles, then this tile collapses.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
we do have to be on the lookout for collapsing
That could be
tiles.
helpful. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the exploration phase. I am first player, so I get first actions, which is very important for
Mm-hmm. Good
me.
luck.
Okay, thank
Day
you.
2.
So before I do anything, I have this tile here. This is a ice sailboat. It says
Okay.
place an archaeologist on a tile where my leader is,
Okay.
and on the tile of another leader. So this is one that you had,
really?
Monique. See, I gave it back.
You're bringing my friends
Yes,
back.
there you go.
This is a new friend.
Took
though.
it from you so I could use it,
The
and then I
other-
gave it back to you.
The other archaeologist
now it's all good.
backstabbed me.
No, it's,
So
you got it back.
I've made a new friend.
That's it. So now we are going to move. So that's going to be action 1. We are going to bring this newly joined archaeologist with me. And so now I am going to excavate what's below here. So
Okay.
this is the total math that I have here is 3 plus 1. Now for me, because of my special ability,
Yeah.
instead of this being a problem for me, it actually helps me. It reduces the overall cost by 1. So instead of it being 3 plus 1, 4, it's actually going to be 3 total. So long story short, it's 3, and then I have 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes. So
this is
this goes bye-bye.
okay. So
All
this
right.
is gonna go in the
Off
bag.
That goes. Okay, and then now this one is going to be revealed. So now I get one of these prismatic ones, right?
You do.
I do. So this is for me. So I go up,
Try one.
and then I should probably figure out where I want to place this. I'm going to slot it into this yellow slot here.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So that is the harmony artifact.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. Allocating after excavating and allocating the archaeologist, take one archaeologist from the reserve
Yeah.
and place it where your expedition leader is.
So, because I have to drop off on here, here, and here, I have to account for this one that's there. But I think it's going to be plop, plop. And then I have to put this, I'll place it here. Very good.
Yourself?
Yeah, myself. And then my camp has to go out again. So I'm going to go ahead and put my camp. This is a really, I'm so unsure as to what to do with it. I think I'll just put it here. So it's closer
okay.
to this person.
Okay.
Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to move again.
Okay.
So I'm going to move the 2 of us. We're going to come over here.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I have this tile here.
Oh, nice.
This one says excavate a red site for free if my leader is on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
It's an amulet.
Amulet, yeah. So
Great.
this one goes out.
Okay.
This one comes to me. And
Wow.
then this one goes over here.
So
and
it's a
then
one.
it's a 1.
Okay.
So that's going to go
Almost
there.
cursed.
And then honestly, I'm a little scared about having that commitment there. So I'm going to spend this now to get my EP back. That's what this one is.
Okay.
So then this one is here. So that means this has to be allocated something like this, I believe.
Yes.
There we go. And so I have spent 2 in my turn. So even
Okay.
though I got an EP back, it
Yeah.
is now your turn.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start by moving. So I'm going to move 1 space. I'm taking this archaeologist with me, although I don't know that it matters.
That's good, yeah.
Really. But I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to excavate that tile using
Do you have
my
the same?
own
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
philosopher talisman.
I have to give you this. By
Oh,
the way.
yeah.
I spent it.
Oh, it's a talisman, not
Yep.
an amulet. Yes, I was going to let you keep it. So
I had it face up.
excavate a green for free if my expedition leader is on it. So this is going to go out as well. So I'm going to excavate this for free. This, because this tile gets removed, I believe my camp goes back into my supply,
Okay.
right?
I believe so, yeah.
Because I'm not excavating this top tile. And now I get to take this tile. Let me figure out. So I have to move up 1 space. I already have a curse, so that doesn't do anything for me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that's why I placed this prismatic artifact there, because
Knowing
I
that.
knew I was going to get a green one.
There you go.
So now I have to divvy. I'm going to do that. And I have to. Oh, is it time to spend my. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're grappling.
I will not spend my grappling token.
Okay.
I will do that. All right. So that's that, right?
I think so.
I've only spent 1 EP, but I think I'm going to do something interesting. I am going to spend a renown point
Okay, which one
to
are you
use
gonna
a
do?
favor.
What do you want?
So this favor, the incandescence favor, allows me to trigger the effect of this artifact.
So it's an exalted
the
artifact, the gray one.
exalted artifact. So I'm going to spend my renown point
Yeah.
to use a favor. And again, this is once per turn.
So you have to pay 1 EP.
Yes. So the exalted artifact requires me to pay 1 EP. So that's going to be my second one for the turn. To move 1 archaeologist from each adjacent tile onto my expedition leader's tile.
So all of these.
All of
1,
them.
2, 3, 4, and 5.
And 5.
Whoa.
Nice. Okay. And now I think I can.
You're having a meeting.
I can excavate this for free.
Yeah.
It's completely uncovered, so it's not. Even though it's all the way on the 3rd layer, it's completely uncovered. So I
Yep.
can excavate this. It's technically a base cost of 4.
Yep.
So I have a bunch of friends with me.
Can't
I
believe you did that. That's
I won't be
crazy.
able to
Yeah.
take them with me. I can only take up to 3 of them with
Yeah.
me, but still, it's a.
So
it's
you're
nice.
going to move up again
I'm gonna move up by 2.
by 2. 1,
because
2.
it's a 2.
So the next time
2
you
anima.
move, you can only bring 2 along with you.
I have to be cautious of that.
Yeah. So
this
you'll
is
figure this
another-
whole divving.
It's another green, so it's gonna go there.
Okay.
Now I have to divvy all of my friends, but because it's the bottommost space, this is Azula. Azula.
Yep.
These spaces work differently. Typically, underneath 1 tile are 3 tiles.
Yep.
These spaces are larger, so I only have to split them in 2. I'm gonna go 3 here, and us 3 here. Although this might be a good use of my grappling token,
So
right?
you want to hang out with them.
There's so many. Yeah, I'm gonna spend
So
my
you're breaking the rule.
grappling token.
And
So
you're gonna-
I ignore the placement rule of myself.
Yeah.
And so these I have to divvy evenly. So I'm gonna do that.
Oh, and then hang out.
And
on
then
that
hang
back.
out with
So you
them.
can go that way.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay. That's it.
Very good.
I've spent 2 EP. It is back to you. I've spent a renown token too. I hope
boy.
that was worth it.
Okay, I am going to do one of those double moves. So I'm going
Okay.
to spend this. We're going to go down 1. So I'm going to take this friend along the way. 1,
Okay.
2. Now we're hanging out here.
You are.
Now, if I wanted to excavate this, it would be 3 plus 1. I only have 3 here. So I am going to use this ability while I still can, because I only have to have 1 anima.
Okay.
And this says basically
Obliteration.
obliteration. Yeah, you want to read it for
Oh,
us?
okay.
Yeah.
Discard a fully uncovered tile adjacent to the tile where your expedition leader is located.
Discarding this. So this base camp that we started with.
Goes into the.
See you later.
We don't like having camps on
Yeah.
the board.
This is out of the game,
Yeah.
so we're not going to be able to use it.
Right. Which is a shame because it has its own ability. I'm
Yeah.
just going to show what it is
Yep.
because it's always going to be the same. There's only 1 encampment tile in the game. This says when you excavate, split 2 additional archaeologists on the tiles underneath. So that's really nice, but now nobody gets
But it's
it.
gone, yeah. So, okay. So now I will go ahead and excavate here. So it's 3 to my 3. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and pick this up. Now, I've already used this blue ability, so that's why I wanted to use it earlier, knowing
Yeah.
that I was going to get that. So this comes to me. This is going to be another 1
So
here.
you're
So now I have
cursed.
my own little curse. It's going to cost me 2 animals. So this is going to go face down because I've already used that
You've
ability.
already used it.
Okay, and so it's here, here, and here, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think I want to be along the option of those people, and then
Okay.
we'll put these people here, here, and here.
Very good.
Very good. So I've only spent 1 action point or 1 EP. I will hold off, actually, and let it go to you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So then it is, to me, I'm going to spend 1 EP, and I'm going to move. So I'm going to fluent move.
Okay.
And I'm going to take all 3 of these archaeologists with me while I can. So I'm
Okay.
going to go 1, 2.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, hi.
We're hanging out. And this is a tile that is fully uncovered. So I can excavate this for 4 excavation points. And I can use all of us. So I technically didn't need your presence here, but you might be benefiting
Yeah,
from
I could
this.
benefit from this then, yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this. And now there's only 2 spaces.
Yeah.
So let me I'm going to put these over here.
Okay.
But I do have to divvy them. Let me do everything else first. So 2 anima,
Uh-oh.
1, 2.
So now you have to flip your tile.
I have to flip my curse tile. It's
So you can only bring
evolved.
2 now along with you.
Yes.
No more 3.
So that's kind of stinky.
Okay.
I will be able to use this though. That is, ooh. And I think I'm going to divvy it like this. So I think that's fairly equal, right? 4 and 3.
Okay.
So you are on a different space, but at least you have some archaeologists with you. And then I'm going to spend 1 EP to move onto this space and then excavate it for free because it's a base cost of 4 and I have 4 with me. So, okay. I'll figure out how to do that. It's going to be 2 and 2, but I have to be cursed again.
Cursed again. So now it's going to cost you 3.
I'm dark cursed. It's going to cost me 3 anima to do anything, which is not
Going
great.
too fast, Monique.
I'm going too fast.
You're going too fast.
I am. That's not good because I can't actually
Cursed.
use this now.
Yeah.
I've been cursed.
Yeah, cursed.
Too much cursed.
So much cursings.
I still can do my philosophical one, but not this. Okay. I'm going to divvy them like this. So me and that archaeologist over there. And that way, I think this is an entire space, right?
It
So I
is,
have
yep.
options as to where to move.
Yeesh.
All right. That is it. So now it's back to you.
Feels like you're taking a lot more actions than me, Monique. Okay, so this is accessible, but I have to use one of my tokens because I don't think there's a faster way to get to something. So I will go ahead and move. So I'm going
Okay.
to spend 1, and then I'm going to use this one. So it's going to go adjacent 1, 2. We're on this.
Okay.
And so the math here is 3 plus 1, so it's 4. So I have my 4.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and just trash this.
Thank you.
So I'm excavating this yellow, which is good because now I have another anima, and now I have 2, so I can actually use it.
Right.
So I'll place this one 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna place myself here, and then I'm gonna use the yellow tile ability,
Okay.
which basically allows me to put another archaeologist from the reserve onto it.
Nice.
So these 2 are gonna now get flipped over. So I just need to remember I have a prism here, which is very important.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've only spent 1 so far this turn. And I'm going to go ahead and excavate it. So the total is 4.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to spend an EP to excavate it.
Very good.
So I could just move my camp here and make it cheaper and then not have to, well, I guess that would be spending it. So,
It's
okay.
the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's like,
then,
do you want your,
yeah.
Well, if you do that, your camp would fall to Azulia and go
And then
back into your reserve.
back into my
so
reserve.
Is that what you want, I guess?
So then I can place it out wherever I see fit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
I will do that. So I'm going to use my ability here, my 1 time.
I guess it's the same difference.
I guess I could place it out wherever I see fit, right? Because right
Yeah.
now it's like locked into here, but then I can transport there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of workers here. So, okay, no, I will just do
Just
it this
spend
way.
the EP.
I'm going to spend the EP, to
Okay.
excavate here. So it's going to be 3 plus the 1 EP, 4
Yeah.
for the 4. So now this comes to me.
Yes.
And then I'm going to put this on top, unfortunately.
That's 2 anima,
It's
right?
2 anima, yep.
Okay. Flip it.
Flip this.
You're
one.
cursed.
Oh, no.
So you can only carry
Look
2.
who exposed one. I
You have to
exposed it.
expose it in full.
Oh, is it not
so
full?
this is not like
Oh.
there's more. Yeah, the different sections are outlined in white,
yeah.
so you have to completely uncover a section to gain the RP.
Okay,
We were almost
so
there.
so I have to divvy here, here, and here. Is that what it is?
Where did you take the tile from?
I believe it was this one right here. All in here.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
It's here, here, and here, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's go 1, 2, and then I'll
Yeah.
keep myself hanging out with these
And now
fine
you're
folk
only 1 space away
from everything else. Yeah. Okay, so that was that. And I think I spent 2, so it is now back to you.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take a move action for 1, and I'm going to spend my fluent move token. I might as well. And I'm going to pick up an archaeologist friend along the way
1,
and head to
2.
this prism tile. So
Okay.
with my last EP, I'm going to excavate this. So it's 3, right? Base plus 1, because it's a hard tile. It's 4 minus 3 is that 1 EP. Now, the one type of tile that I can actually use, because I have lots of anima, 4 anima, is the philosophical artifact that says collect a tile at the moment it is being discarded from the board. So I'm going to flip this over, and instead of discarding this tile, it goes to me,
Oh, wow.
which is nice. All right, so that's for me. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this. So this is a prism tile. Let me think. I'm going to become, no, I've been cursed already.
Well, if you know you want to use your yellow ability, then you put it on your yellow ability, right?
This is 1 anima. Yes, because this is, well, this one also is
the blue.
2.
Yeah, that gets you an EP.
Yes, I mean, I am out of EPs, so I will do that.
Okay.
I'm going to place it on the blue one, right? The achievement? Yeah. Okay, so I went up on the curse track. I'm so close from only being able to move 1 person with me.
Yeah.
And
So I think you have to divvy here, here, and here.
Yes, that is true. So let's do this, I guess.
Okay.
Like that? Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend this
To get the EP.
to get the EP.
1
yeah.
EP.
I'm just going to flip it
So
all
you're
over
spending
like
3 anima of that type
Yeah.
because now you're cursed to require 3.
That gains me an EP
1,
in my
yeah.
reserve, but I can't spend it yet.
Yeah,
so
not yet.
It goes to you. Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry. Can I do this really quick?
I hope it's not to undo whatever I just said.
What did you say?
I'm going here to take care of this.
Oh, wait, no. The whole reason why I went there
Okay.
was because the tile that I got
Okay.
was an exalted talisman.
Okay.
So I could take it for free. That was the whole reason why I went to this tile.
Got it.
Okay, so I'm going to use it. This is the tunnel tile that I had taken. And I can take this. This is 2 anima. And I will place this here. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be very restricted in the last 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
Which is not good. So I took it from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this. Okay.
Okay, I am unfortunately going to have to spend a renown in order to do the Ice Walker's favor.
Oh, okay.
Well, what is the? Did you do this?
I did.
Oh, so this should
Yes,
change.
that should have
Yes,
changed.
this should change. So this should
That
go
was
here.
from when I
Yeah.
did the
This.
incandescence.
Oh, you can
Obliteration.
obliterate. Yeah.
Discard a fully uncovered tile adjacent to the tile where your expedition leader is located.
There's a way to do this. So I want to get to this tile here. So I'm going to have to move once, move twice. So it's going to be basically move, and then now I will do that where I'm obliterating.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend this to do this action here.
Okay.
So that, unfortunately, there goes a point. I'm going to obliterate this tile, which is the one I'm adjacent to.
Okay.
So off that goes. And then now, if I want to excavate this, it's going to cost me, it's a 3.
Yeah.
I have 3 on here. So now I get a prism.
You get a prism.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter where I put it because I need it. It requires me two anima to do it, and this is going to be 1. I'll just place it here just for the time being, just in case.
So you are going up by 1?
Yep. And then now I have to divvy these out. So let's go ahead and divvy. I'll go 1, 1, and then we'll just hang out here.
Nice.
So I can do some other things maybe. And I am now out of EP, so it's going to be my end of day right now. So,
All right, so you get first dibs on the request cards.
I do.
So you
Okay.
get to create the river.
That's right, I do. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we have here. So let me move these down. Have some red anima. Okay. Prism. What's my red anima situation? I do have this.
So we're going to be able to,
I literally have this.
to move 3 tiles to our ship's hold.
Yeah, so you know what? I will take this. Knowing that I can score this like right away, I'm going to take it. So
Okay.
it's because 1, 2, 3, and this requires 3 anima. So I'll take this one.
Nice.
Okay. And then now we are going to go ahead and we are going to load artifacts. So I'm going to move 1, 2, these 2, because I do want to score them.
Okay.
And then, so I'll just go face up, 1, 2. I'll just move this prism, 1, 2, 3. And then now I'm going to validate. I'm going to validate this one right here. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. So these are now committed to this. So I'm going to score 1 point right now. And at the end of the game, I'm going to get 6.
Very good. There you
So
go.
there we go. Perfect. So first validation. I'm just going to kind of keep this
Congrats.
over here. Thanks.
In the river.
And then this will just be here because I'm not ready to validate quite yet because you can only bring down enough tiles.
Right.
I can only bring down 3. There you go.
All right. So that is it for
That's it
that.
for
So
me,
now
yeah.
it is, to me, I only have 1 EP really, which is probably just going to be a move.
Yeah.
The study action is nice, but I'm not actually on a tile that would allow me to do that. So
Right.
I'm just going to move over here.
Yeah. More people.
Just 1 space into there. So I can still move up to 2 people with me. But that is my 1 EP, and now I'm at my end of day.
Okay.
So I'm going to be able to move 3 down.
3
Let me
down.
what can I take? I guess I do have a couple of prism ones.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take that card.
The double
This
prism.
one, yeah, the two prisms. Now I do have 5 cards in my hand, so I will have to validate something.
I mean, you have plenty too. Yeah.
I'm going to move these 2. So that's 1, 2. I can move 1 more. Which one? I'm going to move this one.
Okay.
The blue.
There you go.
Okay, so those are the 3. And now I am going to validate a request. I'm going to validate this one.
Okay.
So this requires me to have 3 anima worth
Of green and
of
blue.
green, a combination of green and blue, and I just have it. I have it in green.
Okay.
So these 2 together are 3.
3,
Because
yep.
I had 1 level 1 and 1 level 2.
So you're gonna get 1
I'm
renown.
gonna do that. Take a renown, and I will not do anything else.
Oof.
Oh wait, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I will not do anything else. I'm gonna leave it as is.
Okay.
So that is it. That's it for day 2. So we're gonna move on to day 3. We're halfway through the game. Although it's going to be a little bit more tough now because of the curse board. We're going to be a lot more restricted.
Yeah.
So again, this is an expert variant. You don't have to play with this. You can just play with the base rules the entire time. But that's what we're doing.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So day 3, let's go ahead and discard these.
These go out. You are going to be first player.
Yes.
We're going to get our 6 total.
Our 6 total EP. Thank
Yep.
you.
Flip over any of your tiles that
Yes.
you
So
desire.
Your fluent move tiles. I can
So
flip
I'm gonna
over
flip
one
these
of
2.
my grappling.
I'm going to keep this prism
tokens.
on the yellow, knowing that I need to do a double
Oh, okay.
too. So
I'm gonna move my prism tiles to both of these.
Yeah, you might as
so
well.
that I can
Do
use
the
them
things.
immediately. Boom and here. Okay, so everything's been refreshed, and now we have a new logbook.
oh yeah, what is it?
So Cataclysm is out. I'm just gonna take this off
Yeah.
screen.
No need.
And now we have Prismatic Flow. Place an archaeologist from the reserve on each prismatic artifact tile. So
Prismatic artifact.
let me
One
see
here.
if you see any. 1,
Super far
2.
away. Oh, not useful.
No, there's none right here.
Oh,
You're on one.
Super useful, actually.
Not useful.
Not at all.
I don't see anything else, right? Just
Okay.
those 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Didn't see that.
All right.
Yeah. Oops.
So now we're moving into exploration phase. Let's see how this goes. So
Sure.
starting with me, I'm going to start by moving. So I'm spending an EP. I'm going to spend one of my fluent move tokens.
Okay.
And I'm going to go 1, 2.
Okay.
So that is the maximum number
Legal.
that I could carry.
Okay.
I guess I can just excavate this now.
What is it? 3 plus 1? That's going to be 4.
So minus 3. I have to spend 1 AP.
You do.
So let's do it. This goes
That
out.
might get you ability that could be very useful for you.
Which one?
Oh, never mind. Sorry, you didn't excavate this now. Forget what I said.
No,
Yeah,
I
forget what
know. I
said.
took this.
Yep.
Even though I had, I could have used that anyway. It is what it is. I need this tile. I need a yellow tile.
Oh, for your scorings.
Yeah, potentially. So now I am at the
Uh-oh.
very end here.
You can only carry along
I
one.
can only carry along 1. Oh, it doesn't flip over.
That's
It's
the
this one.
burden.
So I'm max burdened.
Max
now.
cursed. Yeah.
So
That's pretty good. I mean,
there's that.
Halfway
Is it
through
my
the game.
last shape? It's the last shape that I needed.
it's not good for me. Yeah.
Okay, that was worth it.
Okay.
Now I must divvy these. So I'll go like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is it for me. So now it's back to
Little
you.
divvy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna move for 1,
Okay.
and I'm gonna move because I can only take 2 with me, so this is perfect. So I'm gonna move them all here,
Nice.
and then now I'm gonna excavate this one for free because it's 3 plus 1, 4, and I have 4.
Okay, so this
Get
goes
rid of
out.
that. Yep. So now I have this, which is good because that is one I don't have towards that decree over there. So
Oh
those are
yeah.
important.
These decree cards. I'm not
So
even looking at
I'll
those.
hang on to that. So now I go up by 1.
Okay.
Nice, slow and steady. So then now I have to divvy onto all of these.
Yeah, and
So-
there's an archaeologist
There is an archaeologist there, so it has to go 1, 2,
Okay.
and then at that point I can choose to go 3, 4.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. And then I'm going to move for my second one. Let's
Okay.
go ahead and move. I'll move myself here, back over to that prism. And then now I have 1, 2, 3. This is going to cost 4, but then I have a -1 because of my camp.
So it only costs 3.
3.
And you
yep.
have 3.
So it's not going to cost me anything there. So that was my second move.
There you go.
There we go.
So you will be cursed because it's 2.
Oh, no. 2.
1, 2. So now
Dang
it
it.
costs you 3 anima.
I should have used this before that. Oh, well. That is okay. So
Well, you would have had to use this after excavating.
that's true. It's like in
Yeah,
the middle
so,
of it.
yeah, it's in
But
the
I
middle
do
of it.
now have 1, 2, 3. So let's see. What does the gray one do again?
The gray?
Yeah.
The gray is great. You pay 1 EP to move 1 archaeologist from each adjacent tile to the tile that you're on. That one was
Okay.
very useful for me
So
earlier.
I've already spent 2 EP this turn. So even if I wanted to do it right now, I can't. I have to wait until my next turn. So I will keep this with the gray.
Okay.
Oh, I can. No.
Oh.
I'm going to put it with the blue.
Oh, okay.
Having an extra EP sound.
Sometimes it's like, I don't need the extra EP.
Sometimes I don't need the extra EP. You're right. I'm going to put that there. Yeah.
Okay, you do have to divvy these 4. This goes back into your supply.
This goes into my supply, which is nice. Did I not do a full? Oh,
You're
gosh,
1 away.
I'm
If you
1 away.
uncover, oh, but that's like multiple.
Multiple steps. Okay,
Yeah.
so these all have to go, right? So it's here and here.
Yes.
It's gonna go 1, 2, and then I'm just gonna go here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something simple. I'm going to spend 1 EP using my fluent move, and I'm going to go 1, 2.
2.
I'm going to excavate this
Yeah.
snow.
Unlock that.
So this is a ridge edge, but it only blocks you from these 2 sides. So I was
Okay.
able to enter in through this side.
Yep.
So this is for free, pending. Let me just take a look at this. Ooh, I like that.
You like that one?
Okay.
Okay.
So now I do have to divvy them. I'm going to spend my grappling token
Okay.
to ignore the placement rule from my expedition leader, which means I can place them both here.
You want them there?
I do want them there, and I do have 2, 3, I have 4 anima on the yellow, which I'm going to use now.
After excavating and allocating the archaeologist, take 1 archaeologist from the reserve and place it on your expedition leader. There you go.
So with my second EP this turn, I'm going to excavate this because it's 3 plus 1
4.
is 4, and I have 3. So I have to spend an EP to do that.
Wow.
So this goes out,
You're making it work still, man.
and I'm taking this.
Dang.
I'm taking it. Oh, interesting. So this is an edge,
Yep.
technically. So it is 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Let me just take this. I can't progress this up that anymore. So that's it.
Wow.
Is that, what did I need that for? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, I do have to, I think it's just 1 on each, right?
Okay.
I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3.
Cool.
Like that.
Very good.
Okay, that's me. Back to you.
Wow. What am I going to do? You know, I don't think I refreshed these
Oh,
when we
okay.
flipped up all the tiles.
Yeah, I don't
'cause
remember
like,
you
ooh,
using them,
Yeah,
so.
there we go.
Very
Okay,
nice.
very good. You know what? For this board, we never drew the next card.
Oh,
My bad.
yes.
Yeah. So, achievement.
Achievement. That's add 1 EP to your reserve. It's the one that you like. That's the one that you
You
always
can
debate
spend a point for an extra
for an
action.
extra exploration.
Yeah, yeah. So I am going to spend a renown to
Okay.
do the Ice Walker's favor. Move 1
Archaeologist?
archaeologist, yeah, to an adjacent tile
Yeah,
without
without
explorers. So I'm going to move this one down here.
Ah.
So that way we can do with my walk,
Okay.
spending this, we're going to go 1, 2, and now we have 4, which is what I need here. So it's 3 plus 1 because it's covered.
Yeah.
So off that goes.
Up this goes.
Then this one I am going to get, which I think is just going to be a 1. Yep. So it's going to go up there.
Okay.
This will come over to me. And then now I have to divvy these people. So
These
let's.
fine folks.
These fine folks. So we are going to definitely do 1, 1. Oh, can I spend for 2? The yellow? Yeah. I'm still on the 2, right? Oh, no.
You
Am I
have
3?
Yeah, you need 3 anima.
3.
Yeah, the last thing is just the amount of explorers you can move.
Yeah, that stinks. Okay. So let's go 1, 2, 3. I'll go here.
Okay.
And then I'll just place myself there. Just like
Nice.
that.
All right.
And then that was just 1 action.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna get my camp back out there. So I'm gonna build a camp.
Okay.
I'm gonna build it here.
Oh.
Oh.
Whoa.
Destroying.
Where was that?
This was over here.
Oh, okay.
There we go. That's the one I placed there. Yeah. Ah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So that is gonna be that one.
Okay.
And then now I'm gonna teleport myself over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's 2 to 2. So, oh no, this makes
It's
it
actually
3.
Yeah.
Because this is not on an artifact tile. Okay,
Yeah.
I have to undo that
Yeah,
then.
that ability is only
On the artifacts.
artifacts.
Well, that's not what I want to do.
That archaeologist took a
hit for nothing. Yeah. So I'm going to move.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this one with me. We're going to go 1, 2.
Oh,
and then
okay.
I'm going to
So you're doing the fluent move token?
yes, fluent move there. Sorry. And then this is going to be this. So now I get to keep this one.
You get to keep that.
This one's mine.
That's yours.
Oh
No
my
one
gosh.
else's, Naveen. It's all yours.
Oh wow, that could be useful. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm going to keep
tunnel ones
that.
are nice.
And then it's going to be here, here, and here, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, just like that. Yeesh.
Very good. Done.
That's it.
All right. So now it goes back to me. I'm going to build my camp that I've been neglecting for so long. And I'm just going to go over here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Go
That's going to
start.
be the same issue that you
yeah,
had.
yeah.
You know what? That's fine. This will just be a setup for the next day.
Yeah, you're just
So
getting
I'm still
closer.
doing it. And I have 1 EP left. So I'm going to spend it, right? Because this is 2 plus 1 is 3 minus
Yes,
2.
there you go.
So it's the 1 EP. So I can still
So this will end your
excavate
day,
it.
yeah.
It just ends my day.
Okay.
And it is a tunnel
I should probably look at this.
token. So I will take this. And I don't actually end my day yet.
No?
Because
you get
I will
lucky?
say I've been getting lucky in this game.
get a little lucky
Things-
here? Yeah.
Stars are aligning. You know, this is a game about exploring and looking for things, and I just happen to be finding things.
What'd you find?
I found something nice.
Was
so
it get this tile for free? Is that what it is?
something like that.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna place this there,
Yeah.
this there. I'm gonna put you over there, archaeologist.
Okay.
And then I am going to use my tunnel tile to
Oh, let's get this one for free.
excavate that one for free. So it's an achievement talisman.
All right, get rid of this.
My leader's on it.
All right.
Thank you. These both go out. And I get this one for free, which is the one that I wanted. That's why I went over there in the first place.
Okay.
I'm already maxed out on the curses, so might as well put myself with somebody.
Okay.
And this goes here. What does this do again?
Those are the gray ones. You have to
Oh,
spend
I
an
can't.
EP. Yeah.
I can't use that. So that's it. That is the end of my day. Why did I even want that?
Nobody knows.
All right. So that's the end of my day.
Okay.
I'm going to form the river. So
Yeah.
4 cards,
Okay, 4
please.
cards. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just go ahead and put this here.
Do I want to take something? What if I can't fulfill it?
I feel like you have a lot of tiles,
Yeah, I do.
but you can only put so many into
they're
the hold.
already being used for
Yeah.
the cards in my hand.
Well, here it is.
Considering where I am on the board, I'm just going to take that leftmost one.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure I can
probably
probably
get
take
that.
this because I'm on a yellow tile. This is a request that where you have to have 2 anima
Mm-hmm.
from either one of these 2 artifacts. So
Yes.
taking that.
Okay.
Now I can move. We're in day 3, so I can move up to 3 tiles. Okay, final answer. I'm taking these 3.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to validate a request, which is going to be this card.
Okay.
So this card wants me to have all 3 shapes
You have all 3?
of this tile, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So you have 2
So
of
I
them.
have 2.
Oh, you have 3. So you do have all 3 shapes?
I have all 3 shapes. It's really tiny.
Ooh,
but
that's gonna
1,
be
2, and
funny.
3.
So I can't compete with that.
So I get a point for that. I'm just going to place it here in my validated requests area.
Sure.
And then there really is no need for me to validate another one because I can have 4 cards in my hand.
Yep.
So I'm just going to end it there. So now it is on to you
Oof,
for the
man.
rest of your
You're good.
day.
Uh-oh. Well, I think I'm going to start off by building a camp.
Okay?
So let's go ahead and drop that down. I'm going to build it here, which automatically puts me here.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm going to validate, or not validate, what am I saying? I'm going to excavate here.
Okay.
So because this is an artifact tile, it's going to be 3. So I have 1, 2, and then -1 on that 3. So it makes it 2 and 2.
Yes. So typically, this is a base of 3.
Correct.
And then for other people, a camp would make that 4.
For me, it makes it 2.
But because Naveen's is special, it acts as another explorer.
It does, yeah.
So it's 3 needed, and then 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Right? So it is free.
Yep. So there
So-
we go. So then green come to me.
Yes. And you're going to go up 1.
Going to go up 1.
Okay.
This
So
comes
close.
over here. I know.
And then you can figure out how to divvy these, although one of those 2, basically.
So I know I definitely want the camp here.
Okay.
And then this really doesn't matter. So I'll put myself like this.
Okay.
So then I am going to use this, which says it's a boreal smilodon. Move
Smilodon.
Smilodon.
Okay.
Move all archaeologists from one tile to one of the on the adjacent tile. So I'm gonna move everybody from here onto here.
Okay.
Okay, and then I will say that is the end of my turn, and then I'm now gonna take a new turn because I spent one EP. And the reason for that is because once per turn, I may excavate an artifact tile on which your camp is present. So if I was doing it in the same turn, I wouldn't be able to excavate with that camp a second time.
You just, because I'm not in the round.
Yeah,
anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, had you been in the round,
He would have said,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's the end of my turn. Now it's my turn."
Yeah.
But because I'm out of the round, you're
taking-
just playing.
Playing the
You're
game.
Playing the game.
Yeah. So then
Okay.
I'm going to move
Okay.
so that I can go here. This tile's base is 4. 1, 2, 3. But then
4.
I get the minus 1,
Yeah.
4. Yeah, it's right there. So there we go. This is going to come off the board because it's the very bottom here. I get one of these. And so now I have this penalty, this
Yes.
ultimate penalty.
It's terrible.
It's pretty bad, huh?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, there we go. I got a 3 there.
Okay.
And then now I have to divvy into this area here, right? All right, there's some action going on over here. So I think I want to hang out here.
Okay.
And then these two are just going to have to just kind of stay back.
Very good.
There they are.
Done?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
All right. So end of
Okay.
day. Are you
End
going to
of
take
day.
a request?
Am I going to take a request? Yeah, I think I will. I think I can do this one. I'll
That one?
take it, yes. Okay, so that's that. These are going to go out. And then now I'm going to load artifacts. So I know I definitely am going to do, I can load 3. And I
Yes.
believe I'm going to do this double, 1, 2, and then I'm going to do this bottom one, 3, right here, just like this. So
Nice.
those are my 3. And then I'm going to satisfy 2 of these. So I'm going to do this one.
Okay.
This one is have a green and a red, so 2 different ones. I don't have a yellow, but I have green and red.
Okay.
So they'll be allocated to this. So I get 1 of those.
There you go.
All right, and then this one, which I had since the beginning of the game, 2
Nice.
prismatic points right there. So
2 anima.
anima. Sorry, yes, there we go. So that's another one. There we go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
There you
just gonna
go.
kind of stuff them. I kind of like what you did over there.
Well
Just kinda
deserved.
stacked. There we
Well
go.
earned.
Well earned. Gosh, thank you.
Okay.
All right, very good. So I believe that is going to be that.
All right. That is the end of the day. So we're going to move into the last day. And I'm realizing that I made a boo boo.
Why you grabbed that
I
card?
took a request.
It's only minus
not
1.
realizing, yeah, I guess it's only -1, but I didn't realize, or I didn't do the math in my head that we would only be able to move 4 more tiles.
4 times. Yeah.
So there is that limitation that you have to keep track of, which it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You're
So
not
let's
mad?
move into day 4.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and refresh our EP.
Yes,
Don't
and
forget,
this,
your
this,
fluent move tokens.
And then I honestly didn't do any like real thing. I should be playing this game here, but I didn't.
What do you mean?
Like I didn't flip these over. Like everything's at the 2 cusp. You know, I had this one, but it costs an EP to do.
That's because you moved your prismatic.
Yeah, I just moved it off. Yeah.
So mine are still good. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
leave
You know what?
them.
I'm gonna move this prismatic one though. I'm gonna move it to the blue.
The blue.
Yeah, because
You
then
like that extra EP?
it's 3 EP. Yeah, here. So if I do that, that's good. And then I'll just keep this one over here.
All right. Well, here you go.
Oh yeah, first player.
You are
Nice.
first
Very
player.
Nice, very nice.
And we have
Yeah,
our last logbook
What do I got?
for the adventure. Reorganization. Remove all camps. Okay, then starting with the first player,
Me?
each player place a camp and their expedition leader on any tile, including one that is not fully revealed.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So remove. And then now I can, so like I can just put it here, is what we're saying?
Yep.
And
add
then
your
I can put
expedition
myself there?
leader.
Wow.
Correct.
Let me look at my blue, these symbols here.
Okay.
So I have 2 of them towards this. Okay, and I want to get 3 of them. It's so hard to tell what is going to be on these things. So I'll go ahead and put this here.
And your leader.
And my leader. Because this is just by 1, right? So if I can get rid of this, then that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to move. I set myself up for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to go.
Gosh, I guess just
I
go
mean, you
here.
could put your camp here, right?
And it's going to cost me an extra EP
Oh, it would
to-
cost you an
to
extra.
activate that. I'm
That's
just
true.
going to go there.
Okay.
Ugh, that was not ideal. I
No,
did not like
not
that
what you wanted.
book. Anywho,
Okay,
let's
very
go
good.
into the exploration phase, the final one of the game, starting with you this time.
Okay, starting with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get some people here. How do I get them there?
Bad. We're like in competition right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Okay, I think I am going to take a call action.
Okay.
And I'm going to call archaeologist onto this spot right here.
Okay, so
where I
1
am.
EP.
1 EP. So that's that. And then I'm going to excavate this one. So this is going to be 3, 4, but minus 1 right here, right?
So 3.
3.
And you have 1, 2.
2.
So you have to pay 1
I have
EP.
to pay 1 EP, yeah.
To do it.
Want
but
to do
now
it for
this
free.
guy is out, and so is this.
So is that. Okay,
So you
this
take
should
that.
have gone away, by the
Oh,
way.
thank
That, yeah. All right, let's get these over here. I'm going to put this over here, which is good for me for the future. How many tiles can we get shift in? 4?
4.
So I have, okay. I'll put my camp here, knowing that I get that nice little benefit.
Okay.
This one has to go here. And then I will put myself, I guess I could put here, and then I can walk over there next time. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, that is that.
All right, so it is back to me. So I think I'm going to start by building a camp. Now we still have these neutral camps off
Yep.
the board. So I'm going to build that here
Okay.
for 1 EP, bringing my expedition leader over there, and I'm going to call for the second EP.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend my snow tile here, which is white spiders. Make 1 move of your expedition leader. A single archaeologist can follow you on this move.
What
So
are
I'm
you
going to
doing?
move into here.
Okay.
And
You're gonna
this goes
excavate
out,
that?
And I'm going to excavate that.
Just to see what's in there?
Might as well.
Sure.
Might as well.
Oh, so you have access to this red eventually, huh?
Eventually.
It's going to cost a lot of
I'm gonna
EP.
spend my
Have 'em hang out with
grappling
you,
token.
yeah.
Might as well, because it's hard for me to
why
bring
it's there.
people with me. Oh, that's interesting. I'm just gonna spend this now. So this tile is wreck. Gain 1 EP and a renown.
Oh, I like that.
So I found that. I can't
perfect.
spend any more though, so now it goes to you.
Okay, so we are going to move.
Okay.
So we're just going to bring this feller along here. Oh, well, eventually you'll know it's going to happen.
Okay.
Now that I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4, technically, right, with me, because 4 and 4. That's it. It's done.
This is always so tough.
It's
so 4
everybody
base,
knows what's going on.
4 base minus 1, so 3. And you have 3.
3, yeah.
So 3.
Okay. So this comes off.
Everyone.
But I'm pretty sure this is an outline. If not, like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go.
You
1, 2.
revealed.
So I get 2 points.
I think it's just 1.
What?
I think it just shows.
Oh,
it just
just 1.
shows
Okay.
that you gain 1. There you go.
If you know, let us know. There you go.
There you go.
So this is a yellow. It's going to go on to my board here.
Okay.
And then what is the yellow ability? I can divvy?
The yellow, after
Yeah.
you excavate, you can add an extra archaeologist. Oh,
Go ahead, Money.
can I do
Yeah,
it?
go ahead. I know you're. Yep.
Because this is gonna be
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
So
gonna
going back to Monique's turn,
do it.
she's basically going to turn in for her 3.
I'm gonna add an
put in.
extra archaeologist. Thank you, Naveen.
Yeah,
so
no,
kind
yeah,
of
it's
soul.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah. No problem. So this has to divvy 1, 2,
Okay.
and then I'll just place myself on this spot.
All right.
There we are. I'm going to take a study action. So I'm going to grab the blue study
So
token.
you have to be on that.
Oh, I have to
artifact,
be
so
on
you
it.
gotta
Okay.
Move.
Okay, I have to move. Move. There we go. So I'm going to move,
Okay.
and then in the future, I will
You'll study.
study.
Now we know what you're up to.
I'm studying.
All right. So now it's to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna excavate this. So it's 2, 3, 4, minus 3. So
Okay.
we spend 1. And then this goes away. This gets destroyed. And I get to take this artifact, which I'm not gonna be able to use. I just wanted to do that
Okay.
so that I could find my way here.
Okay.
This is a base of 4. So I am going to use my exalted artifact to pay 1 EP to move 1 archaeologist from each adjacent tile onto my
So do you have
expedition
3
leader's
anima
tile.
there? Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, you do.
because of the prismatic.
Yep.
So all the adjacent tiles,
Yep.
they're all of
And then
these,
now you
right?
have enough, yeah.
But now I have enough. So this is going to be free for me to excavate. And oh my gosh.
Yeah, just toss it.
Oh,
Might as well put it
I
on
can
the
put
red.
this here
Yeah.
so that I can use the red. That's nice.
If need be. Yeah.
And the reason why I took this is so that I can maybe fulfill that last
That
artifact.
prism
Instead of
card.
moving 2 1 anima prisms, I just move
The double.
a double.
Yeah, that's what I
yeah.
did on the previous turn. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, and 3.
There you go.
Okay.
Look at you.
There's that. Those are my 2 EP. So now it goes to you.
Okay. All right. So since I'm here, I'm going to study. So it's
Okay.
going to be 1. So that's, can I have a study token,
So
please?
which study token?
The blue.
The blue?
That's what I'm on.
Study tokens are nice. We haven't really spoken about them much because we haven't taken the action.
Yep.
But they count as a 1 anima of that specific type of artifact for the purposes of fulfilling your requests and decrees at the end of the game.
At the end of the game, yeah.
So you can't use them for mid-game.
No.
Validating?
It's essentially 1 point for me, right? Because for
Yeah.
every blue anima, you get 1 point.
Right. But you can only have one of each type.
And then I might as well move. I
Okay.
can only bring along one with me. So we're going to move, and we're going to do the double move.
Okay.
We're going to go 1, 2, and let's just see what's underneath here. Maybe I can get some
Maybe you
lucky
can-
something.
How did you go? Oh, this way?
It doesn't matter. It's 1, 2.
Oh, because of the rift.
Oh, yeah, well, 1,
One, yeah,
2.
yeah,
There you go. Yeah. So here we go.
Okay.
All right. What do we got here? This was...
Are you going to reveal it?
might as well, because it's my last turn. Make one move of your person. A single
Archaeologist
can
with you.
follow.
Yeah, that's what I had done earlier.
So I could go like this, but that would be 3, huh?
Yeah, but you have to divvy those.
Well, make one move. Okay, so
No, that goes into your hand.
This
You
goes
still
into my
have
hand.
to divvy those
Yeah.
from where you excavated.
which I have here. 1, 2, 3. So I can divvy. So I'll place myself here,
Okay.
and then this one will go here, and then I'm going to do the yellow. So I'm going to place another one of my peoples there, or one of the archaeologists there.
Okay.
That's the yellow
On
ability.
the one that you're on.
And then I'm going to do this. Make one move of your excavation leader.
Okay.
A single archaeologist can
May
follow
follow
you here. So
That's 5.
that's 5. That's not going to work. We'll call it. That's just
You could
that's
just
game.
You should have just taken a study token.
Can I take that study token?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
yellow.
yellow. Oh my gosh.
All right. Just take a steady token.
Your brain's
No. I need I need an EP to do that. I have no EP.
instead of moving. Oh, you did a free move to do that? Is that why? Is
yeah.
that how you made it there?
Yeah. Well, it says make one move.
Oh yeah, never mind. Then it's split anything, whatever.
It's kind of a waste. Huh?
It's kind of a waste.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's
was a
just
little
move
bit-
down. Let's
Okay.
just hang out.
Okay.
There we
hang
go.
out. There you
Perfect.
go.
Okay, that's my game. So yeah, we're gonna do my end of day stuff.
Would you like a new request
Let's
card?
take a look at them. Might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe you can fulfill something else
1,
that's
2,
higher scoring.
3, 4.
Just subtract
Dude,
1
I might
point.
be able to do this one.
Oh, okay.
So let's take a look at all my. Oh no, but they have to be. No.
No.
You can't double dip. If
Correct.
reds are already assigned somewhere else, then
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. And once what's been validated has been validated.
Right. Okay, I'm definitely going to take this one because it's just better than what I'm going to score here.
Okay,
I'll
so you're
take
gonna
this.
basically just
Invert, yeah.
lose.
I'll
one
lose
point
1 point, but
to gain the better
Yeah.
points on the card.
exactly.
Okay, so then you can
Start-
move 4
Move 4.
of
okay.
those tiles.
So knowing we want blue, so I'm going to go 1, 2. Red, because I think this red makes a complete set. Let me just make sure of that. So I have this red, this red. This is the new one that's coming in.
Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have them all. Okay, perfect. So this goes here, here, here. This is back. Okay. So I'm taking this 1, 2, 3, and then I think. Oh my gosh, am I shy of gray? Am I shy of gray? So I need every single color. Holy.
Or
smokes.
4. It's just 4 or 5.
I have red, green only.
Okay.
So if I bring this red in, then that means I need a blue. So maybe I've sent this back. A blue, I need a yellow, and a gray.
Oh my gosh.
Yellow and a gray. There we go. These are my 4.
Okay.
Okay, because then that way I can actually I can score that last one on the far right.
And then how many cards do you have in your hand?
I have 3 cards in my hand.
Okay, so you don't
please
need to
tell-
validate anything right now. You can just do it at the end of
But
the
if I
game.
do it now,
Oh, you
then
get the bonus
I get the point.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So
is true.
I'm gonna validate this one by using just the 2, 1, 2, just like these. Right.
Very good.
Okay. Or actually, I'll do yellow gray.
Okay.
I'll do yellow gray for these. Okay. So that's 1 point.
There you go.
Thank you. This one is going to be red, and then I'm going to use the prismatic over there. So
Oh, okay.
there we go. So that's one more.
There you
And
go.
then for this final one, this is that one I just took. So it's going to be, this will represent 1 blue. This will be another blue, and then I studied a blue.
Oh.
So there you go. So that's another one.
You cannot validate requests with the study tokens mid game.
Oh, that has to be at the
That
end.
has to be at the end.
Okay.
If it's
Okay.
study
Okay.
tokens.
No problem. then we will just wait.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. So then it goes to me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
The rest of the game, really. So if I want to be able to validate that last card, I need to take this tile.
Oh.
So I'm going to call over there for 1.
Okay.
I'm going to move, I guess. So 1, 2 for another.
Okay, that's
using
your end of
my
that's like your end of
fluent.
turn,
Yeah, that's
right?
end of turn.
And then now you have a turn.
And then this is 4, right?
Yeah.
So 4, I have 3, so I'm just going to spend that
Wow.
last EP to take it.
You got it.
I got it.
Wow.
And it doesn't really matter where I go.
Yeah, doesn't
so
matter.
this is a yellow.
Hello.
Boom. And now I am done with I'm at my end of day.
That's
I'm
it,
not
yep.
taking a
No,
card.
you're not gonna take a card?
I'm just going to
Okay,
move tiles
Just get
over.
these out of here.
So I'm definitely moving the yellow, the double prismatic, another yellow, and this.
So you knew exactly what you needed.
Yeah. I exchanged these 2 prismatics for just one single tile that
Oh, I
has
see.
2 anima. That way I could validate that card.
Yee.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's do it. I have a prismatic with 2 anima.
Okay. That's
So
1.
that's 1.
Done.
Let's see. I have the 3 shape yellow.
You have how many? Oh, I'm done. I'm
so
toast.
1, 2, and 3. They're really tiny. Just trust us.
Yeah,
These
it's
are all
there.
3 shapes.
That's
So
a problem
that's
because the decree at the end is basically do it again, and you
those-
did it twice.
those
Yeah.
ones. I have a 3 anima on the
Gray.
exalted artifact, which is the gray. So these
1, 2,
are
3.
1, 2, 3.
Yikes.
3 anima. And I believe this one is 2 anima on either the gray or the yellow. And that was the last
exactly
tile
what
that
you
I
got.
took. So
Oh, I'm toast. There's no
there's
way.
that. I validated
Wow.
them all.
Wow.
That is it. That is the
Yeah.
end of the 4th day. That is the end of the game. So we're going to go into final scoring. Now, the first thing that happens is all of the artifacts that are on our guild boards basically get discarded. They're going to be worth nothing. And then any prismatic artifacts that you have, you now have to assign them.
Right.
They must be assigned before we go into scoring.
Yeah, this one's gonna get assigned here.
Well, I mean, you have to assign it a color.
A blue.
Unless, okay.
There you go.
I guess they don't matter for the ones I've already
They've already been
validated
established here.
because
Yeah.
they've been established, and you can't use prismatic artifacts on decree cards.
none of those.
Right? Okay. So let's score our requests.
Okay.
So who wants to go first? Should I go or do you want to go?
You can go first. Yep.
Okay. So I already discussed what they all do.
Yeah.
So I'm just going
So
to
technically
add up the points.
the tiles aren't needed right now.
And then the tiles I'm just going to put off to the side so that I can have them for the
Decrees.
decrees.
Yeah. Any prisms, you can put them away.
Yeah. I'm actually going to use my guild board.
Yep.
So we've already discarded the ones that were there. So now these are the ones. All right. So this is 4 points.
4. Okay.
For that. Oh, we actually have more.
You want to just do the full? You want to do the
denominations.
full math, so we're
off
not just
screen.
clanking.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, a prototype of I believe, the collector's edition or so. So that's why there are screen printed meeples and
Some deluxe
metal
components. Yeah.
metal coins. I don't think all versions of the game are like this. So,
So
it's
you get
4.
4. Yep.
These 2,
So 6. That's 10.
4, so it's 10. These 3 yellow. So because I have
8.
3 of the different shapes, it's 8.
So 18.
So 18. This is a double prismatic. This is going to go off my
Out,
board
yeah.
because I can't use it for the decree.
So 5.
But so it's 5. What's that? 23.
23. Yep. boy.
These are the 3 blue.
31.
23. Yeah, 31. And then the 2, the 3 anima green. So
31
plus
plus
5.
5. Oof, 36.
36.
That sounds like
Okay.
a lot.
So 36. I'm just gonna. All right. So this is 35, 36. Okay.
36. Ooh.
And you, Naveen?
All right, so I have the study token. So we still have to resolve this one right here. This is like as if it's in my hand still,
I
right?
see.
So
Yeah.
the study token is 1. This I assigned here 2, and then this is 3.
Okay.
So that's gonna be
here's
6. Oh, okay, very good.
And you
then-
can add up those ones.
Yeah. So let me just slide these all down. I'll just make life easy.
Since those ones were already validated.
They were all validated. So
Earlier.
so you've already given me the 6 for that.
Yeah.
So 6 plus 4, that's 10. 15, 19 plus 4 is
23?
23 plus the 6 you gave me earlier.
Yeah.
So
So 10, 23. All right.
23.
So lastly, we are going to score our decrees.
time.
The 3 decree cards, again, these are multipliers, and you can use a study token that represents an artifact of 1 anima,
Yep.
as well as your actual tiles, but not your prismatic artifacts.
not the
So that's
prismatic.
why
Yeah,
I
so I'm
put this one
sorting the
off.
prismatics out.
Okay.
Very good.
The first one is 1 point for each anima of the blue artifact, the achievement artifact.
So I have these two only. So study and 1. So
Okay.
that's 2 points then.
That's 2 points.
Okay.
There you go.
Very good.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay.
4 worth. So I'll take a 5 and give back 1. All right. The next one is for having 2 or 3 different shapes of the same artifact. Now, again, this is a very tiny symbol that's at the bottom of the tile. It's probably difficult for you to see, but just trust us on this. And you can only score each artifact type once.
Yeah, so you can't get multiple reds. So
you
I have
can't.
1 full set of red. So this gives me 4.
4. So can I give you 5?
Sure.
Take back 1.
Yep.
Please, thank you. And then I think I have 2 sets. It's the blue.
Okay.
Because that's what my cards wanted, the blue and the yellow.
Okay.
So, and they're full sets. Oh, wait, hold on. You can actually do 2. I have 2 different for this. So I have 8, 9, 10.
10.
Okay. And then the last one is for having sets of different colored artifacts, basically. And I believe you can use your study token for that.
Okay.
I never collected any red. So this is my limiting factor and these are tiles, so it doesn't matter how many anima are on them. My limiting factor are these gray tiles, so I only have 2 sets of 4. So that's 6.
Oh, you have 2 sets.
Of 4.
Wow. I don't do that. Well, I have 1 full set. So I have this plus the blue.
So you have a full set?
I have a full set.
Okay, so 5.
Single full set, 5.
There you go.
All right. Whoa.
That is it.
There you go.
So we're just gonna go. We won't force you to listen to all the clanking. We'll count up all of our points and we'll get back to the final score. All right. The final scores are in, and they are
47
to 66.
Oh, no.
That's
I wanted
it.
to lose by 10.
That's it.
I know. When I was counting my coins and I had 35 in fives, and you had scored 36 in just one category, I was like, ooh.
Well, I will say, like I was mentioning during the playthrough, this is an exploration game.
Yeah.
So you don't know sometimes, especially with the snow tiles, you don't know which ones you're going to find. And those can be really useful.
Very useful,
when the time
to
is
get
right.
your machine going.
Yeah. So a lot of things fell into place for me. Like with the artifact tiles, you know what you're getting because you can see what the artifact is on the back, but you don't know what shapes.
Yeah.
And I just happened to
get all the shapes.
First 3 of the color, I found all 3
That's
shapes.
true. You did,
So,
didn't you?
Yeah.
I had some repeaters,
Exact.
Okay, yeah.
I think the only thing that I was really able to at the very end there was strategizing to get a 2-for-1 on the prismatic tile to be able to validate that last request.
Yeah, I think I had a slow day 1 because I wasn't able to move tiles in. Remember, I skipped that, and I didn't even grab another card.
Right.
It's because I found myself in that little hole in the right side of the board at the beginning, and I was regretting my first 2 or 3 moves because everybody goes split out.
The inability to move the max number of artifacts each day can be very limiting on your score. So it's kind of like you have to plan from the beginning.
You got to get them on the board and over and try to maximize every single time, but also use your anima as you have them.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had them on my board, but just never in the right quantity to get it to be useful before moving them in. So it's like I got them on the board and just shifted them in, but didn't actually use their powers.
And don't be afraid to excavate the snow. It's not an artifact, but they can be super useful.
I had one at the end. I was hoping it would be something. It was like
grand.
just I was one off from me being able to use it. And now, obviously, it wasn't going to get me 19 points or anything, but it could have got something else going for me.
Yeah, they're very helpful tools. And the thing that is different about the second edition is there are only 3 different types of snow tiles per type of snow.
Yeah.
So I knew from the beginning that the tunnels I really want to go to find those amulets, or I call them amulets.
Yeah, the ones that let you basically excavate for free.
Yeah, those are really nice.
That got your engine going right
there. So just knowing what the options are for the different snow tiles is very helpful. Well, there you go. That is Ice 2nd Edition. Now, we were playing at 2, but in higher player counts, the board size does not change. So there will be more competition for these artifacts. We had a lot more freedom to sort of move around the board.
You took that side, I took this side,
Right, especially because we get to play with the fluent move tokens. In higher player counts, you don't have this.
And we have more EP going in a 2-player game, but in a 3-player game, you'd only have 5, and I believe in a 5-player game, you only have 4.
So it's a lot more limiting because you're moving fewer spaces and you have fewer EP to spend. Now, again, we were playing with the expert variant, which is this curse track. You do not have to play with this. It does get tighter, especially in the last 2 days, because it decreases your ability to use the effects of the artifact tiles and to move archaeologists with you.
Right.
In addition to that, we played with the Guild Favor board, which is an expansion in the second edition of the game, along with the Edifices, which we did not play with today. But other things that the new edition includes, along with the expansions, are additional guilds.
Guilds, yeah. So 2 different mats.
Yes, and the guilds have been retooled from the previous edition of the game. And as you can see, an entire layer was removed, which is probably the most major of all of the changes that were made to the game, because it affects, the ability to explore the entire board and just the timing of the game as well.
Well, there you have it. That is Ice 2nd Edition. If you have any questions about anything you saw here, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. We'll try to get back to you. Again, this game is on late pledge now, so they are very close to closing that in the next couple days. So if you are interested in the campaign, there's a link in the description. Lastly, if you like these kind of videos, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.